And we're live. What's up, guys? For some reason, StreamYard is giving me trouble, and Tommy's not here, of course. I'm solo again. I did my own graphics. I'm completely going maverick, as we would say. Let's see what happens today. See how much trouble I can get into. StreamYard's kind of giving me a little bit of trouble, so bear with me. I have to have you guys pulled up comment-wise in multiple different locations. For some reason, they're all spread out in different things, right? It's not all going to one like it normally does, which makes my life easy. But that's not a problem. As always, if you have any questions at any time, drop them in the comments. Let me hear them. Smash the like button. Let's get into it. Today is Thursday, August 6th, Acquisitions Tuesday. I want to go deep into something that I don't think anybody really understands, okay? Specifically the people that are actually selling it. That's the thing that boggles my mind. Everybody is really quick to talk about speed to lead and one-call closings and everything like that. Hold on one second. I got to turn my notifications off for my ADD, or else I'll be all over the place. Can't be getting work text while I'm trying to talk coherently. Everybody wants to talk speed to lead and what that means, specifically in acquisition, specifically in wholesaling. They want to talk about getting things locked up one time on the phone, and they don't know what that actually means. Okay, what that's doing. Getting things locked up on the phone is going to lead to A, more fallouts, okay, because they're not going to actually be deals. B, you're going to have completely skewed numbers. You're not going to actually be able to buy things and make good money. All right. Yeah, you might be able to make a couple $4,000 and $5,000 assignments, and that probably sounds amazing to the average Joe. Trust me, I understand that. $5,000 will solve a lot of problems right now. But that's not going to keep your marketing going. That's not going to keep you a successful investor. Actually, I just realized I never did a mic check because I'm alone again in the studio. Let me know if you guys can hear me out there. Let me know. Make sure my mic is actually working. What do I want to get into first? First and foremost, our next open office event is coming up rather quickly, okay? August 15th in our office. Let's see if I can make that bit bigger. August 15th, doors open, 5:30. Our next open office mastermind event. Honest to God, guys, nothing is off the table. This event is focused on acquisitions. Big shout out to all of our sponsors. BK Real Estate, McCaw, Property Management, Capricorn. Listen, guys, if anybody is getting into notes, creative finances, reach out to Capricorn Mortgage. They buy notes all day long, okay? Elevated Interiors. If anybody needs a stager, a professional stager in DFW, reach out to Danny. She is the best. JAG Digital Services, Mutual Title. If anybody is closing real estate deals in Texas, they're also in Florida too, but in Texas, reach out to Teresa, Mutual Title, and then my girl, Kelly at Easy Street Capital. If you need any type of financing, any type of loan, reach out to Kelly Smith, Easy Street Capital. She is the best in all of Texas, okay? That is real quick. I had nothing else on that I wanted to go over. So what are we talking about today? Let me get my screen set up. I apologize. Again, solo. Today we're talking about speed to lead. And I threw some shade at wholesalers specifically. The reason why I do this is because I despise people that only come first as a wholesaler. All right, because that doesn't make sense. All right. Otherwise, why would people sell you the property? Right? It's okay if you wholesale. That's totally different than what I'm trying to say. All right, but you have to understand that you have to evaluate everything as an investor first. Okay, we do this as a deal first approach. All right. Speed to lead is completely contrary to everything about that. All right. So, what does speed to lead actually mean in real estate? Everybody wants to think that it's calling and getting a deal under contract right away, and that's not it. Okay. Speed to lead is getting directly to that contact and letting them understand that you're the professional. All right. Answering every question that they have, securing their trust. Okay, that is what speed to lead is. It's not getting it under contract. All right, that might be a goal. All right, not every deal is speed to lead. Very few, far in between. I would say out of 99, out of 100, maybe one out of, is actually speed to lead, where you're getting it under contract on that first touch. Every deal that I know of, it is significantly way better, far intentions, everything, for you and the seller to take a few minutes to breathe, to have a natural conversation, to understand what the seller needs and what you need. Okay, that first call, that's all it is, and that's what we're going to discuss today. All right, so why it's important to act quickly but not rush the process. I'm going to go over securing trust. I want to understand, we're going to review how to actually understand the deal thoroughly, and then offering the fair price. All right, so those are kind of like the 4 topics that I want to discuss today as I ramble on. As always, drop comments, let me know what you guys think. If you guys aren't, join the free Discord. It's in the comments below. We're giving out free leads. We're giving out everything in there, right? I'm trying to help everybody grow. Constantly hopping in the Discord chat, the actual voice, and just communicating with everybody. I'm trying to create a place for everybody to not fucking learn wholesaling, to learn actual investing, all right? To learn how to talk directly to sellers. All right, not sit there and have to talk to agents and have to talk to a bunch of wholesalers. Okay, I want you to go directly to the source. This way you can solve the most problems. Man, Streamer, I have to fix this, because having this multiple sources coming at me. I have like 5 different screens I'm working. All right. Be still, my beating heart. Why is it important to act quickly but not rush the process? All right. Depending if you're working a warm lead, all right, this is what we're going to talk about. Even if it's a cold lead, you can still generate a warm lead out of a cold lead, all right? How do you do that? You call your list. Let's say if it's a list of 500, you're going to call through that list of 500, and you're going to get yourself 5 to 15, depending on how good you are. Maybe you're a home run star and you stack multiple 10s. But either way, you're going to take that decent sized, small, manageable list that we always talk about and we always build together, and you're going to generate about 10 warm leads out of that, all right? Then you're going to work those warm leads until they're ready to sell. I promise you, when you finally get that fish on the hook where you are ready to get them to sign, Take a deep breath. Step back. All right? I'm not telling you not to send a contract. I'm just telling you to understand, make sure you understand the deal like top to bottom. All right? And I can't stress this enough. What do I mean top to bottom? You better have accurate numbers. Okay? You better wholeheartedly trust your ARV, trust your repairs, trust your offer. Okay? I have fights with wholesalers all the time. I will get into arguments. If you're in the comments, drop a comment and call me out on it if you think I'm wrong. I don't care. Tell me I'm wrong. But I will fight with wholesalers day after day because they try to tell me that they don't need to have to understand what a repair budget is, right? It's not my job to do your repairs, they'll say, or my repair budget is different than yours. That's not what I'm arguing. You better have an accurate repair budget that you're telling that homeowner, okay? Otherwise, get the fuck out of the way. Did I make it 10 minutes? Did I make it 10? 14. Woo! Sorry, Tommy. Sorry, I made it 14. That's a new record. But anyway, sorry, I had a little panic attack. Get out of the way, honestly, because you don't understand the game. You don't understand what's happening. And in the blink of an eye, everything can change. And if you don't believe me, look at yesterday. Yesterday, everybody in the world woke up and the U.S. was poor. The world was poor. Everything crashed a little bit. Okay? If you don't think things can change overnight, you're wrong. Look at history. History will tell you I'm right. So get out of the way. Honestly, if you don't understand the numbers, take some time. It's totally okay. You can still help that person, right? If you're, well, they wanted to sell. They had an offer. I thought I can make $5,000. So I offered it to them. The problem with that is that you're gonna have deals fall out. Okay? If you're rushing to conclusions, you're gonna have deals fall out. You're gonna have not even missed opportunities, you're gonna have broken promises. That's the issue. Okay? You can't piss off sellers, guys. These are the lifeblood of everything. These are the people that you need to help. So it is important. That's, again, to reiterate the initial point that I started with, it's important to rush. Sorry. It's important to be quick, but never rush the process. Okay? Yeah, quickly respond to them. Quickly understand their problems. Okay? Introduce yourself. That initial touch should be 30, 45 minutes. If you can get to an hour, God, you're really good. Okay? I don't care about the 5-minute YouTube videos that you're seeing, or the little hype reels that you're seeing of these call centers, you know, walking around throwing money in Rolls Royces and not Rolls Royces, the ridiculous watches everybody's rolling around with now, Tommy. Yeah, Rolexes, Jesus. The R's are killing me today. Listen, guys, it's just a sham, okay? They're working off of tight spreads. The wholesale shops are a thing that have just spawned recently. They haven't tested the time. If you want to build that, God bless you, go and do it. It looks like a fucking nightmare, okay? Trying not to get so negative and cursing. Starting to curse. Sorry, Tommy. So, like, one of the questions we always get is, how do you balance the urgency, right, and with thoroughness, right? When contacting leads, you always just you rush to talk to them. Hey, Danny boy. So yeah, on like two different screens when I was only supposed to see on one. Danny boy. Sorry, buddy. I blame New York. How do you balance the urgency with thoroughness when contacting leads? All right, you have to realize where these people are coming from. All right, so if you're cold calling them, put yourself in their shoes. All right, what type of avatar are you dealing with? At the same time, when the lead comes in, whether or not it's a PPC lead, whether or not it's direct mail, whether or not it's one of your type of marketing, all right, when that lead comes in, take a breath and say, what's the problem? Just tell me the deal, all right? Never are you getting confrontational, all right? Never are you trying to pick apart and analyze the actual property to a point where now you're putting yourself in like a confrontation with that seller, right? You don't want to talk about actual logistics of the property. You don't really care about the bed bath. All of that you can find online and in tax documents. Guess what? If it's not there, take a step back. You can always text that person later on. This is 2024, okay? That should be one of your questions is on the way out, on the outro, it should always be, oh, is this your cell phone number? Is it okay if I can text you at this? I'm just going to send you my contact information, right? Securing that lead into your system. But I digress, right? Like, never should it be an upfront necessary item to require, like, to catch, okay? Those things you can always grab later on. That also goes and builds into sellers' trust, all right? How do you build their trust? How do you get somebody to sell you their property at 50% of what its whole value is? It's a lot. It's by building up the trust and letting them understand who you are, okay? Hi, I'm here. I'm from ABC. I'm interested in buying your house. How can I help? Okay, this is the process. This is all the other deals that I've closed. When they start getting worried, okay, you explain process. You explain timeline. You don't set up a fake timeline and say, hey, I can get this done in 72 hours. Unless you can, if it's a deal that's about to go to auction, you better have that possibility, okay? Don't lock it up and then try to find a solution. If it's a deal in 72 hours, that's probably not a wholesale deal unless you have a buyer on the line, okay? You can't take that deal and then go fish it out to the open market hoping that you can find somebody to close in 72 hours. Why? Because you just promised that person that they're not going to get foreclosed on. You're making promises to people, their lives, their integrity, everything, okay? I was on Dr. Phil, by the way. How do you build trust? All right, it's always in the questions that you ask. If you need questions, let us know. Actually, no, don't let us know. Just click the... I'm not being salesy today. Tommy would smack me. Click the link in the comments. It's literally our resources. In there are scripts and everything like that. So if you have anything, you have any requests, just drop it in the comments and we'll get it over to you. That's never an issue. How do you build trust with the seller? Okay, is fully understanding where they come from, where they need to go. Okay, so many times Tony always asks questions and probes and probes and probes to the point where he will cue and say, listen, I really apologize for all these questions. I know I feel like I'm interrogating you. It's just that I'm just trying to fully understand the situation, okay? And they will respect that. You're not doing it in a negative way, okay? You're just trying to figure out what this seller actually needs, okay? where their numbers are coming from. If they want 350 and the house is worth 350, where did that number come from? Was it from Zillow? Was it the tax value? Do you know the number one thing that everybody says to us is the tax value? How correct is taxes? How correct are taxes, right? How often are they corrected? It's never your tax value. And that's okay. And it's not, oh, well, Mr. Seller, you're wrong. No, okay, no, I totally understand that. Yeah, we have that same discussion all the time. And you just keep moving down the road, okay? What type of estimated repairs do you think it's worth or it needs? Can you tell me in your words, right? And they'll tell you some story. Well, my husband can do the work, and we think it's about 60,000. Or we have a GC, we know its bids. It needs nothing, right? No, everything. I've been doing work for years. Sellers, that's another thing. Sellers always tell you they've been doing work to this property. They just put in new windows. They just put on a roof. 5 years ago, they put a new roof on. They doing all this money that they're sinking into this property, thinking that it's adding value. None of that is adding value to the property, okay? I'm going to break that little bubble to everybody right now. That is just maintaining your property. That's your standard homeowner's rights, is to pay into that and maintain your property, okay? So that is another thing. A lot of times people are thinking, all right, new roof, cool, I got plus $8,000. No, you don't have that. That's not an addition onto the back end. That's just the value that they paid to maintain the property, okay? Breaking down that, letting them understand that, explaining that all to them, okay? Again, never in a confrontational way, but using that in your back pocket, and then when you set up the meeting, set up an inspection. I gotta go back a sec. I'm getting ahead of myself. We say this all the time. Your goals of that initial touch should never be so great as to first touch, warming up, introducing yourself to 100% successful sale. I'm sorry, that is fucking really hard and really shitty. Why is it shitty? It's because that's how you get a $5,000 assignment. Sorry, say what you want. Maybe you'll stretch it to 15. Oh, yay, great. But you got lucky. You got really fucking lucky. I'm going to tell you that right now, okay? Because the market's changing every day. And right now, specifically, is the time where that is going to fucking disappear overnight. So, you have to understand what are actually involved in the deal. What numbers need to be equated, okay? What spread has to be there for you to make a profit, for you to successfully close on this property if you need to, okay? If you're promised it in 72 hours closing, are you actually going to fund that thing in 72 hours? You better be able to. You're promising them. Sorry. Don't be the asshole that promises them. Sorry. I'm getting off on a tangent. I wrote notes to myself, so I'm trying to keep myself on pace, but you know what I mean. So, one of the things I had a long discussion last night with somebody, and it just went into long length discussion about what we're talking about today, right? And that's where actually most of today came from. I do want to talk about comping. That's not going to be today. I know you asked me specifically to go more in depth with comping, and I will. I'm actually going to sit down with Tony uh, and try to get him wrangled in for a call. But we're actually going to get that for you. Probably Thursday. Let me put that on the schedule for Thursday. No, not next week. 2 weeks. 2 weeks from Wednesday is me and Maria Acosta. We're going to sit down, hashtag Lady Hustle. She's coming in, and we're going to talk about everything real estate, see what she's got going on. That is also on the 14th. That is the night before our Thursday open office mastermind event, focusing all on acquisition. So check in on the Wednesday and then check in on Thursday as well. So. What challenges do you guys face when you're trying to build rapport and build trust with the seller? All right, these are things that I kind of always ask myself. What things you can run into? A lot of times they get scared because they're talking to strangers, and that's okay. Just by talking to them like humans, okay, taking a step back. You don't have to grill them about the property. Again, these are human beings. If you hear them sigh, maybe make a joke. You're right. Try to alleviate the situation in some, just by addressing and be like, hey, is that a sigh from all right, I'm tired, or like you slept bad last night, or I can't wait for this ordeal to be over, right? Like, just being a human with them goes so far. I can't stress this enough. And when I say them, I mean any seller. Okay? If you're in automotive sales, it's the same thing, guys. It's the same cues. It's understanding the pains and understanding your needs and their wants and their desires. Okay? Peeling back that onion, one question at a time. And it's never about the property. It really isn't, okay? It's how much the property is worth, how much they owe on it, if they owe free and clear, all right, what their goals are, what their expectations are, what the timeline is, all right? There's different scenarios for everything. Pre-foreclosure is completely different from probate, okay? Last Friday on our Free Friday call, Tony sat down and we talked to a probate lead. And it was a 15, 20-minute conversation. That deal has been going on for like 4 years. That's not a quick play. She's been in lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit trying to get this thing wrapped up from her deceased parents. And that is completely different than, like, that type of play is completely different than a pre-foreclosure or a foreclosure that's about to go to, auction on Tuesday. How do you solve one problem versus the next? Is by listening and understanding, okay? I think that's D. But it's on YouTube, so I'm getting a weird naming names. Another thing is that I've lost the ability to get users across everybody. But oh, hey girl, hey. Oh, hey girl. Yeah, I knew it was you. I was literally just name dropping you. I don't even know if you saw that. Hey, Ray's here too. I'm still waiting for you to show up at one of our monthly events. Now that I got you here, let me throw that back up there. Next Thursday, no shit, not next Thursday. Every third Thursday. Love you, Paul. Paul, we have to go out fishing soon. I hear you, man. I hear you. Every third Thursday, August 15th, right outside, guys, right in my office. Okay, this month we're talking about acquisitions. Nobody's going to sit up there and waste your time. It's an hour of networking, and then it's an hour of actually round grouping and discussing what's going on. And then I try to kick you out, hopefully sooner than later, but people usually end up staying. So it's always a good time. It's always free. Come on out. The whole problem with the live thing, and once I start interacting with it, is my ADD portion is like, oh man, do I have to go back and start from fresh again? But then I'm like, no, they can rewind it. I don't have to repeat the same thing as always. If you guys are having any issues with, oh D, do I ever live stream or film them? We always record them. The issue is the sound, okay? I can film them and I can probably stream them. Maybe I'll do that this one for you, D, all right? I can film, I can stream them, but I can't guarantee the audio quality. So that's gonna be the issue. Dude, that's awesome, man. I know you had you had a deal last week I saw hoping to close. I don't know if that's this one rolling over. If it is, congratulations, dude. I fucking love hearing it. I love seeing it. So keep crushing it, dude. Part of, all right, where was I? Why do you have to understand the deal thoroughly? Okay? Why does it matter? Raymond, I honestly, you caught me. I literally stopped. I appreciate that a lot, dude. I really do. So, anything you need, man. If you're not in Discord, hop in it. Anybody and everybody. So I really appreciate you saying that, right? Let me, I'm going to save your question, D, for a second, all right? But I'll go back to it. I'm going to try to get back onto a rambling state for a second, guys. When is it, why is it crucial? Understanding the deal thoroughly, right? Why do I care about a rehab budget? Okay? Because that's what's going to give you your actual ARV. I'm sorry. Your repair budget is going to dictate what you can sell it for. End of story. Okay? Yeah, but you can do it a little bit cheaper. No, you can't. You might be able to save a couple pennies, but it's not going to change the grade of that property. Okay? If you change the grade of the property, you're completely changing the ARV quality, right? You're not doing comps for comps. You're not doing like for like. Okay, you're just setting your standards lower. You're going to have a longer days on market. You're going to sell it for less. Everything is getting kneecapped. Okay. What we're discussing today, by the way, just to recap onto it, Ray, is speed to lead, negotiations. Everybody wants to get leads and lock them up first chance, but I'm telling you guys, and the more I stress this, the more I have conversations in the community, the more I felt like I needed to make a video and actually stress this, okay? Because even in the community, I was talking to, not trying to name drop people, right? But I was talking to last Friday, on Friday's call, okay? Just recapping that. Free Friday call in the Discord community. We had Lewis lock up a lead, got a seller with a number, had number offered to him. So now he has a property, has comps that he's kind of trying to comp, but he doesn't have pictures. Okay, this is down by the water, Port Arthur. I'm trying to remember all the details off the top of my head. And then I'm like, all right, just breathe, just calm down, right? Just try to unfold that lemon a little bit, right? And as he's just asking more questions, come to find out the owner also has another property. That one's rented. He wasn't trying to sell it right now, but he will absolutely take an offer on it. Okay, so all right, so now we have 2 properties. So instead, all right, now we're working that lead a little bit more. Let's see what else we can cook up with it. All right, it comes down to property pictures now. How do I evaluate a property that I can't see? Yeah, I can do a square foot model and I can do all these rough estimates. But it'd be really great if this guy can send me photos of interior, of behind the front door. Let me see what it's currently conditioned as, okay? That's what matters, right? Still waiting on that. That was on Friday. It's Tuesday now. Again, we're staying in contact with the seller the entire time. He is coming back with us with numbers. I'm going to let that seller negotiate against himself all the while. Not once have we mentioned a number, all right? That is one part that we're always strong on, okay? You do not discuss numbers until you understand them wholeheartedly, okay? And that means knowing what the repair budget entails, okay? Why? Why does that matter? Well, let me tell you the story of how we got things under contract, and we walked in the front door, and as we're walking through the house, come to find out the back of the house is open. And what do I mean by open? I mean it's missing. There's literally no back section of the house. It was burnt. It was burnt off. We had it under contract though. Why? Because we didn't get updated photos. Because we didn't walk the property. We took the gamble. It's okay. I'm trying to tell you, you can't do that. Why is it okay for us to do it? Well, we're a little bit different. I'm telling you because that's how you stay safe. And that's how you don't lose your ass. But yeah, right, absolutely. Never be the first to negotiate numbers. Even when they come at you with numbers and they're throwing, all right, well, I want 300. The property's down the street, sold for 300, yada, yada. Okay, that's great. Oh, I would love that. All right, I would love to get you that number. That sounds good. When can I come out and see it? That should be your first goal of the call, right? Should always be warming up, introduction, letting them understand who you are, what services you can provide, how you can solve their problems, understanding all of their problems, understanding the pain points, their timeline, all of the issues that's involved, all of the parties involved. Are you actually talking to the person that is selling the property and has legal authority to sell it? That should be fucking highlight and question number 1. Otherwise, you're wasting time all day long, right? But numbers should be one of the last things you discuss on your side, okay? Yeah, let them throw numbers at you all day long. That's fine. Take them, write them down. But never rush, okay? So when would you say the best time is to start talking numbers? I would say once you understand them, okay? When you back up. Let me put my tongue back in my mouth, remove the foot. If you're all right, so I'm talking things that you can get to, okay? Perfect example is I have a deal, we have a lead in Austin that we're working. Not in a rush, okay? The deal, again, it's probate, so we have time. Am I scared of another wholesaler getting in there and snaking it from me? I don't care. Why? Because we don't have to buy every house. Once you manage that persona, okay, once you establish yourself as the professional and saying, hey, Mr. Seller, I would love to work with you. I love to solve your problems. I would love to help you. But if you want to go with XYZ on some 2-page assignment document and yada, 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 like if they get it under contract, so be it. Guess what? Now I get to go to battle against them. Now I get to, because again, I spent time building up trust with this seller. So if that seller does get snaked and goes somewhere else, that's fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm always there. I'm still following up with that seller. I'm still asking that seller to send me the other person's contract, okay, so I can look at it. Oh, you did? Oh, that sounds awesome. Do you mind if I look it over for you and review it? I'll give you my 2 cents as a professional courtesy. If it's something that works for you, I'll tell you right now to go take it. Like, yeah, again, I don't need to buy your house. I will buy your house. I would love to, and I would love to solve your problems. But if somebody else can offer you more in their business, I mean, that's awesome for you, and I'm gonna root for you. So please go do it. They're gonna send you that contract, and you're gonna be able to blow holes in it. Okay, you're gonna be able to look at the option period. You're gonna be able to say, hey, why do they have their letterhead? Like, why do they have their business logo on the top of the letterhead? Why is it a 2-page document, not a trek, right? Why is it XYZ? You're able to be the professional again. So if you're rushing the deal, you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. So to go back to when is the best time, right, D, is when you fully understand everything, okay? When you, a lot of times, you want this to be in person. I know that's not possible all the time, okay? And I'm a realist, I understand that. We preach, though, to be belly to belly, okay? Because being belly to belly is gonna make you so much, just so much more everything, all right? But when you wholeheartedly understand, okay, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I understand that you want yada, yada, yada. You want XYZ for this property. I would love to give you that. Unfortunately, that's not what your property is currently worth, okay? Can we both agree that where did this number come from? When you understand everything, you'll be able to answer all of these things on the front side, right? Once you fill out your entire questionnaire, in a sense, in your head and fully understand that deal from a deal first approach, you'll be able to say, all right, I understand, listen, my cash offer isn't going to make the best sense for you. It's not going to solve your problem. So I'm not going to make that offer and insult you, okay? But on this deal, the way I can help you is XYZ, right? Maybe it's a novation. Maybe Tommy's going to kill me. I've had the monitor in the shot the entire time. Dude, that's hysterical. Hold on. Let me move my TV back. Oh, Tommy's going to kill me. This is what happens when I have to solo edit and solo produce and solo. Wow. All right. We're going to start all new. Start all fresh. To get back to your question though, D, right? Asking them numbers, right? What they think the property is worth and how much they're looking to get out of that. Those are all questions that you can ask them on that initial touch. But how much you can pay, how much you can offer them shouldn't be on that. because you didn't build up any goddamn trust. Just taking their number. All right. Let's back up one more step. Why do I say this? Because if you're just taking their number, something's wrong. I'm sorry. Okay? Their number's too much. They're uneducated. More chances than like. They're uneducated in the market. That's what I'm saying. Okay? They're actually uneducated in how much properties are worth. They're uneducated in the market tracks what things are going for. Okay? So even if they say, oh, I want 40,000 or whatever the number is, 250, 500, it doesn't matter. You're always going to ask them where it comes from. And it's always going to be some ridiculous estimate, right? I understand that. That is just a computer algorithm. That's not actually saying this property, 123 Main Street, is actually worth this value. It's saying, hey, the common bedrooms and baths in this neighborhood are going for this amount price per square foot. You actually have to look into it and say, no. What other properties have sold, are listed, are actually moving? What's taking price drops with the same current condition? All that other shit is boosted up value. Yes. D, thank you for not hating on me, but yes, you need to have a sense of all the numbers involved, okay? And it's not all right. Well, I need to understand for XYZ. No, you need to understand just so you can be the professional and offer them a number that makes sense. Okay? Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I want to solve all your problems, but I have to buy this at a number that makes sense for us, and it makes sense as you, right? It makes sense for us and you. Otherwise, why? We don't work for free. You don't work for free. And at the same time, we don't steal properties. So you have to solve problems. You have to be a beneficial solution for the seller. You have to be a beneficial solution for yourself, right? That has to make sense for a deal. And it has to make sense for somebody else if you're going to wholesale it. Let me say that again. That deal has to make sense for somebody else if you're going to wholesale it. How do you know it makes sense for other people unless you understand every number involved? Can't. Oh, that was it. I was trying to remember. DX a question earlier. I was going to ask you about the list you put up recently on luxury homes. Do you guys get many luxury homes to wholesale? Yes and no. I don't want to say many. Many is a drastic word. With that being said, our biggest assignment was on, I think that house sold for, sorry, there it is. I think that house sold for 900 or something like that. So if you want to make a lot of money, you're going to have to add a couple zeros. So yes, there are definitely deals out there, but you have to understand that the buyers on those pools are smaller too. So understand how you're going to get out of it, right? Understand who's buying that deal. We talk about it all the time. Every Thursday is dispositions, and I'll probably talk about comping on Thursday's call, but dispositions the same thing. Understanding your avatar, who's going to actually take this property, who's going to get financing for this property, what that financing is going to look like. If you're a wholesaler and you're only selling to flippers, okay, are you selling to flippers and that are getting hard money loans? Are you selling to flippers that are cash buyers, right? That are doing only cash deals and they're not paying origination and closing costs and all these additional fees? Totally different, right? Once you understand who you're talking to wholeheartedly, you can do everything and anything with them. I just heard luxury homes are hard because of the small buyer pool. No, it is true, but with the same sense, you have to realize luxury homes, themselves, they have desire. Most of if you're talking about North Dallas, right, for an example, if you're looking in North Dallas and you find a luxury home, most likely it's got a lower days on market, I would say. Now, if you take that same luxury house and you put it in the middle of Oak Cliff, well, that's going to stand out a little. That's going to be a white elephant, right? That's who the hell is buying, right? That's what you have to think about. Who is buying in this neighborhood? You can get leads all day long and work them, but you have to know where to cast your hook, okay? And you can work high-end deals all day long, right? There are flippers that do that all day long. I have plenty of friends that are up in Boston area, and they do 6-figure, 7-figure flips, or whatever the zeros, nonstop. And that's what their business model is. They love it and they kill it and they crush it. So every market is different and every model is different. Just look at the West Coast alone. The average deal in California, right, is huge. You can definitely make money with them all. Kind of got off subject or topic, my topic. I apologize, guys. Try to skip around a little. Follow-up management. I say this all the time. You have to understand your... I don't know. Try not to start rambling and screaming about ethics and work ethics and working phones and all that bullshit. But it really comes down to it, guys. I can't stress this enough. If you want to be a successful fisherman, you have to keep your hook in the water. You can do warm leads or cold leads, right? Warm leads is just chumming the water in a sense. You can be successful either way, okay? There are plenty of people I know out there doing cold outbound reach, right? Cold outbound touching to retail people and doing successful real estate transactions, okay? You can do the same thing with cold outbound reach to sellers. You can do the same, you can do however way you want to be successful and create your business, okay? The whole point of today's call was understanding the process, understanding that there's more involved than just A to B, okay? And once you can slow that process down and further dissect it and further analyze it and solve more problems, you're going to make so much more money. Why? Because you're going to have more deals closing. You're going to be able to buy deeper, okay? You're going to have higher acquisitions and, assignment fees, okay? Even if you're going to be a wholesaler, God bless you. You have to be an investor first, Okay? So always wear the investor hat. I can't stress that enough. I think that's a good hour of me rambling. You're not gonna build long, like, in order to build long, and it's not long-term relationships that you're looking for here, folks, but it's real relationships, right? Letting that seller actually trust you to sell you their property. Okay? We talked to one woman yesterday, and she's like, I signed what did she call it? I signed some marketing agreement with a young lad. She said that. I signed a marketing agreement with some young lad who's going to see if they can find me a buyer. There was a wholesaler. They got it locked up. Like that clouds title. If I come in there as a buyer now or whatever, right? Like now like, what happens if that wholesaler promised the higher number that can't solve anybody's problems? Like, that's just failing. You're breaking promises that you shouldn't have fucking made in the first place because you're inexperienced, and that's okay. Take a step back, breathe a little, understand everything. Don't have to get it locked up on the first call. Can't stress that enough. That's the whole point of today's call. You can work them. You can talk to these people over weeks. You don't want to, right? That's not the goal, but you can. You have the ability to. Otherwise, why would they sell you their house? I think that's good for today. Tomorrow, I was going to be sitting down with somebody, but I had to reschedule. Next week, I'll come up with something. Thursday is going to be comping. I'm going to sit down probably with Donovan, since it's dispositions. I'll sit down with Donovan, Dispo Don, see if he's free, and we'll talk about dispositions and comping in particular, because I know D has been asking for it. So I got you, D. It's coming. If anybody needs anything, let us know. If you're not already in it, join the Discord. It's free. Comment. The link is in the details below somewhere, either if you're on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or wherever the hell you're watching this. Click the link, join, start actually understanding how to close everything. Keep crushing it. Peace.